Okay, guys, this is going to be the start of my creepy stories playlist. So I'm going to tell you about a lot of different experiences I had with demons, probably just mostly just demons, and I'm going to share that. I don't think this story is going to be. I guess it could possibly involve some demonic entities, but it's not mainly focusing on that. So this is going to be the first one I'm going to share about. Okay, so back before I became Christian, I used to I used to drink, fornicate all the time, and I used to do drugs. One of my favorite drugs was acid. I used to love acid. I loved acid because I felt like I was tapping into something else. That's what I felt like. I felt like I was tapping into something else, and I was always looking for some sort of enlightenment. Quick. I was not a very patient person. I don't really like to wait for anything. I'm a go getter, honestly. And so I used to tap in, or I'll do the drug, and I have a good time. You know what I mean? I remember one day I was doing it, and it was like 11 o'clock at night. It was 11 o'clock, close to midnight, and I had the good idea. I had the bright idea to go for a walk. Because if you know anything about acid, it's real trippy. So I'm thinking it's gonna be nice outside. Like I get to see the stars. It's gonna be trippy. It's gonna be mad trippy. So I went outside, went for a walk. I got pretty far, and after a while, I started getting a little bit paranoid because I started to realize, like, obviously, I do pretty well on the drug. I can handle myself for the most part, but it still doesn't change the fact that I'm tripping. I am tripping on this, right? You can think you're stabilized and you're doing as good as much as you want, but you're high on something, okay? So I was tripping, not hard or anything, but I started to realize, like, say I bump into someone who's not a good person. He could basically take advantage of me because I'm not sober. I may feel sober, I may feel like I'm in a good state of mind, but the reality is I'm not sober. So I start to freak out and I realized, okay, and plus it's dark. Like I said, it's 11 o'clock, close to midnight. I was like, this is not a good idea. Let's turn back. So I decided to turn back. When I was walking back to my house, I saw my house that I grew up in because I moved on the street where I actually grew up, on the same street where I grew up at. So I was walking past the house I grew up at, and I was remembering, I was thinking about my dad because my dad had died not too long, a couple years before this. I was thinking about my dad, and I remember, and then there was a house next to mine that got demolished, and I remember I started thinking about that house. My sister, we used to see like ghosts and stuff. My younger sister, she used to see like ghosts and stuff. She don't talk about it now because it freaks her out, but she used to see like ghosts and stuff in that second house. But like I said, the house was demolished, but the area was still there. And I remember I started getting this weird feeling like something was like watching me or like trying to get me. And I was trying to shrug it off, because I don't, I mean, remember, I'm an atheist, agnostic type of person around this time. I don't really believe in any of that stuff. But I'm open to it if something would have happened, right? But yeah, I'm trying to shrug it off. Like, I'm like, okay, you're tripping. Obviously, you're just tripping. That's why you're freaking out. You're thinking about these things. That's why you're tripping. That's why you're freaking out. So calm down. You're just tripping. Like, clear your mind. You're good. So I'm trying to walk, and then the feeling just keeps getting stronger and stronger. It felt like something was creeping up on me. More and more, it just kept getting worse. And I remember just feeling how strong it was coming up on me. I just took off running. I'm pretty fast. So I was gone down the street. Boom. Ran as quick as possible. Remember, it's dark. It's super dark outside. It's 11 o'clock at night, almost midnight. I'm gone. I started booking it. It felt good. I love to run, so it always feels good to run. So I'm going. I book it all the way down the street. I'm sprinting as fast as I can. And I remember I stopped. I stopped as soon as I got my yard. And I stopped because I'm like, I started to think to myself, like, I'm tripping. Like, nothing was after me. I was good. Like, you're overreacting. You're tripping. So I start laughing because you geek most of the time when you're on it. So I'm geeking out, thinking I was tripping balls out there. And I go to open the door because we have the porch light on, so everything's cool. The light's bright. Like, if you know anything about being on that drug, the light is it shines. Light shines. Okay, so it feels good. The light feels really good, and I go to open my front door, and as soon as I touch the handle of my front door, I'm not I'm not there anymore. Like it was like everything went black is the best way I can say, and not black like I got knocked out or I was unconscious or anything. It was like I wasn't in my body anymore, and everything was dark around me, and I could see this vortex. It's like a swirling vortex. I could see it, and I could feel it. I could feel the vortex, right? And then you gotta remember, like during this time, I don't know what's really happening. I'm still thinking I'm tripping because even though I don't feel my body, I feel myself, and I'm just thinking I'm tripping, right? I can't feel my hand holding the door anymore. I can't feel nothing of my physical body. I don't feel nothing, and I'm in this dark place, but I'm still thinking I'm in my physical body, and I'm still thinking I'm thinking I'm just in a weird state of hallucination. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm in this place. I'm in this dark place. Very dark. Super dark. But I can see this spiraling vortex. It's like a spiraling vortex. And it's pulling everything. It's pulling everything towards itself. It's like sucking up everything towards itself. And I remember I'm getting pulled towards it. And it's calling to me as well. It's calling to me. And it's like it's telling me to come be with it. Come be one with it. Come to me. Come to me. And it feels so good. It felt better than anything I ever experienced in my life. It felt so good. It felt like you should become one with it. It was like, okay, like this feels good. Like I should become one with this thing. I should become one with this. And I remember out of nowhere, I'm back in my body. My eyes are open like normal. Like I'm back. Basically everything's normal again. And I'm holding the door. And then I just bust out laughing because I'm tripping. Right? I'm tripping. I'm like, I was tripping. Like nothing. And I open the door and I go inside like nothing right there just happened. I knew though at that moment, I was like, okay, maybe that dream or whatever it was, I was like, maybe that was special. Maybe I should get that spiraling tattoo on my body. I remember the next morning when I woke up, and if you ever done acid before, it takes a bop for you to finally come down from it. But when I finally came down and I woke up in the morning, I remember thinking to myself, because I'm sober now, I'm not going to get that tattoo, bro. I was like, I don't know what that thing was. I am not getting that tattoo. I'm not getting that tattooed on my body. I don't know what that was. I had no idea what that was. I don't know if it was evil. I don't know if it was bad. I don't know nothing. Okay, so here's the creepy part of that story. I remember I was talking to God yesterday. Well, he was talking to me yesterday, and I was asking him questions because he was talking to me, and he told me. I told him. I said, what was that dream about, or what was that? I was like, what was that all about? And he said that I stepped into like the astral plane or the different plane or something like that. And he said I saw that spiraling thing. I saw was where souls go. And he said that when you do stuff like that, like drugs, like those type of drugs and stuff like that, it opens up a gateway for you to become possessed. Luckily, I didn't get possessed or anything that day, but yeah, it basically said I stepped into that plane, and I could have got possessed if I didn't get back to my body. You're basically opening up in the door. Thankfully, I don't do drugs. I haven't done drugs in a long time. I'm not ever going to do drugs again, and hopefully, this is a warning to you guys to not do drugs. One thing he said to me as well was I was always in a hurry. I like to know everything. I'm a very curious person. I like to know things. I like to know what's true. I'm pretty skeptical as well. Even when God talks to me, I'm very disobedient. I don't really trust him all the time because I don't know everything. So that makes me uncomfortable that I have to lean on someone that I don't really know to the fullest extent. So I don't always trust him, but yeah, he told me I'm always in a hurry. I always rush. And that's what you're doing when you're like taking these drugs and stuff. You're like You're trying to gain something you shouldn't be trying to gain. All that, you'll get what you need when you get it. Is the best way to put it. You don't need to take cheat sheets, which is that like certain drugs that helps you tap in. You're cheating. You probably shouldn't even be there. And then there's other beings, there's other spirits that can get involved, and you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. So don't do drugs. Don't play with Ouija boards. I got a story about that as well. Don't play. Don't play around. Go to God. Stay safe. Take care of your family. Take care of your loved ones, and just keep trying to get closer to God, and everything will be okay. But yeah, that's my first creepy story. I'm going to tell you guys about a lot of other creepy stories, and I'm going to tell you a lot about what God told me about some of these creepy stories. And because I asked him a lot of questions yesterday, I asked him a lot. He actually shared with me a lot. He actually told me about reality, which was depressing. He told me he placed certain restrictions on my life, which was also somewhat depressing because I want to control my life, right? But it's okay. I know God's got my best interest in heart, and He knows me better than I know myself. So it's all okay. It's all okay. But I thank you guys for listening. You guys take care, and God bless. Peace.